All right, so we are live. I am here today with my buddy Zero, and we will be talking about a potential Dragon Ball Super game that should be coming out in the near future. Now, Zero here runs his own channel, and I have a link to his channel in the description. He is one of the resident Dragon Ball experts here on YouTube, knowledge on the series and on the games. So, Dragon Ball Super started, I think it was last August after the success of the movies. And, the anime took a while to get started, but it's picking up now that we've gotten past the Frieza saga and all that other crap. And it looks like there's some interesting things happening. For one, there's like a tournament happening right now in the Dragon Ball Super series, but there has been no talk of a Dragon Ball Super game yet for the most part. I believe a Dragon Ball Super game will probably emerge within the next year or two, although I think it'll probably be in the next year. And I'm hoping that it'll be something like Budokai Tenkaichi, although it could be different. What are your thoughts? What do you think a time frame will be and the kind of game we'll get?
I definitely think it'll be within the next year because they're usually putting games out the same way that like Madden throws their games out on a yearly basis. Uh, Tenkaichi is quite similar to Xenoverse in a way for the fighting style. So I kind of see them gearing it that way since it's 3D and it's been running pretty well. They need to do a little bit of upgrading on the multiplayer when you're doing 3-on-3. But other than that, I think it'll be somewhere in that range.
Okay. So it's very potential that we'll get it within, definitely by next year, we should have a Dragon Ball Super game.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll drop by the end of 2016.
Oh, by the end of this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying you think it's already in development.
I would assume someone's on it.
Okay. What platform do you think we'll see it on? Is it going to be like a jump title on like the 3DS, or do you think it's going to be like a PlayStation 4 game like Tenkaichi or Xenoverse?
That I'm not really sure about. I'd like to think that they'll drop it on all the platforms, especially with the talks of the crossplay coming out between systems. So if that's going to be happening, then they might actually gear it towards that where people can crossplay between the PC, PS4, and the Xbox One.
Okay. Now, if the game does come out within the next year, what sagas do you think we'll see? Or arcs do you think we'll see? Will we have the arc where Lord Beerus shows up to Earth and Goku challenges him right down to the Frieza saga, or do you think they'll skip over those and go straight into the tournament that's happening in Dragon Ball Super right now?
I'm pretty sure they'll start with the beginning of Super, where they'll go through the Beerus arc and the Frieza arc, and then the tournament arc, which they've done it in like every Dragon Ball Z game where they run through pretty much the entire story of Dragon Ball Z anyway, so I have a feeling they're going to just repeat that again, as much as I'd hate to see that like 100th time.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, there are multiple universes in Dragon Ball Super. I think they said there's something like 13 universes. Is that right?
12.
12, okay. There's 12 universes. So do you think it's possible we might get to see some instances of maybe other universes that might be exclusive to the game, or some content that might be exclusive to the game when it arrives?
I mean, that's possible. They might throw in like a bunch of other random stuff that Toriyama might not tap into anytime soon.
Okay. If they do throw that in, do you think it would be canon or would be non-canon?
It's non-canon.
That's unfortunate. I mean, like what's happening in Xenoverse right now, all of that stuff is also non-canon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I definitely think it still would be pretty damn cool one way or another to have a Dragon Ball Super game, even if they don't expand on it a lot. It still would be pretty cool to have it out within the next year, and there definitely will be the transformations. Now, I definitely think that they probably will have to use some, like, put in bits of filler, just like you said, maybe something extra, because there's not a lot of meat right now. There's the Beerus arc, but we kind of, the Beerus arc is kind of straightforward. Then there's the Frieza arc, and then and then there is the tournament arc, so where they're fighting right now. So I mean, there's not a whole lot of material right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I think by the time that a game would come out, they will have finished the tournament. And according to Toriyama, this saga is supposed to be including the Z Fighters' adventures in Universe 6. So I have a feeling that they're going to lose and they're going to end up in Universe 6. So that's going to open up a lot more characters and storylines for the game.
Whoa. Okay, so it looks like their planet is going to be moved to Universe 6, and things are going to change significantly.
That's what I think. It's going to open up a whole new adventure. As long as the series gets good ratings and stuff, I think that's what we're going to see happen.
It's a little scary, isn't it? Because I mean, it's a completely different universe. I remember Bulma pointed out that they were stuck in the Milky Way. In the manga, she pointed out just how large the Milky Way galaxy is, and the difficulty it is just to get through the entire galaxy. So it's crazy to imagine that now they're going to enter an entirely different universe altogether that will be completely unexplored. And we're seeing that there are definitely some very powerful people in Universe 6.
Yeah, so far out of the tournament, we've had two fighters who are basically invulnerable to attacks. So that's pretty interesting because that makes Goku and Vegeta's strength pretty much useless against them.
There's another thing that I'm thinking. There's an entire planet of Saiyans still out there in Universe 6,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yep, I have a feeling that Vegeta's going to end up going there and possibly training them. I'm not really sure. Maybe teaching them all how to go Super Saiyan. That's what I think is going to happen in the next episode. Is that he's going to push him, and Goku says, "Vegeta, you've gone back to your old ways," questioning him and stuff. Which I have a feeling the way Vegeta is going to push him into Super Saiyan is by telling him that he's going to blow up his planet or take it over to get him to rage.
Ah, that definitely sounds like a possibility. So it's really interesting to see what may end up happening and how things may end up changing, as a result of the differences in universes and the new characters that are also being introduced. So you're right; it's definitely quite interesting. And Gohan is training again, also. So we know what Mystic Gohan is. So there's a possibility he may go back to his old state of being Mystic, but I think he's going to go beyond Mystic Gohan. I think we're going to see something beyond Mystic Gohan, which would even make a future Dragon Ball game even more interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to end up eventually with the God Key, just like Goku and Vegeta. And with a whole new planet of good Saiyans, that Saiyan ritual is going to be passed around like hotcakes, pretty much.
I definitely agree. I think that we have a lot to look forward to, and I think that a game that centers around this will definitely be very interesting. It'll give us something new, something that isn't hasn't been repeated and murdered over and over and over. Because I mean, we've basically had the same storylines over and over and over, for like the last 10 years or more since they've been making Dragon Ball games, because it's just been literally the same arcs repeated or fillers or now Xenoverse, which is, I don't want to say it's pathetic, because I mean, at least they're trying, but it just showed how badly we needed new Dragon Ball material. So with new Dragon Ball material now being in the form of Super, it definitely does present something new to flesh out a entirely new universe, something different to try, new characters, new moves. It's definitely an evolution of the series. So I think we'll go ahead and begin wrapping up here. Do you have any final thoughts on the potential for a game?
Yeah, I would hope that maybe the fans would be a little more lenient towards this, but like when Budokai Ten or not Tenkaichi, just Budokai 2 came out, they had like the board game style where the stories were a lot different than the original stories, and so many fans complained about that, but I don't understand how they can just want to see the same stuff over and over again. But there's a lot of potential with a super game because they could have a story where you're on the planet Salad as a new Sane and stuff and doing missions for them. Could be
I
an online game as well with a lot of people being Saiyans on this planet.
Wow, that's actually a really great point. You know, a planet a basically a planet filled with Saiyans, and everyone has an opportunity to develop their own character out.
Yeah,
That's a really incredible thought. So hopefully we'll get definitely see something like that emerging soon. And like you said, this is a yearly thing. They do a pretty good job of pumping them out. So I mean, we'll just have to wait and stick close to the news and see what comes out. But this was definitely a great convo. I hope we can, continue finding out what's happening. And if we hear anything else, we'll definitely have another one of these conversations. For the viewers, if you guys enjoyed this convo, if there's any questions that you want to ask, definitely post it in the comments. Don't forget to visit Zero's channel, which will also be in the comments. And again, just remember to do just remember to do something savage.